All right. What's going on, LPX community? Andrew Huang here again for LPX Tech, bringing you another live stream here for the channel as promised. Just quickly, for those of you who are watching the post-recording of this, if you couldn't join me live, today I'm going to be discussing, as the title suggests, talking about which electric car should I buy or /lease. The reason for this video is a friend of mine works at a dealership that I leased my wife's Jetta from almost 3 years ago, and saying that our lease was up 6 months from now. And for the last, I would say for the past, ever since the Tesla Model S came out, you know, and me being a techie, I've been wanting to buy the Model S forever, but obviously don't have the resources to do so. And so I've kind of had to wait patiently to get one. But the reason why I'm decided to make this video now is about 6 months from now, we're going to be turning in my wife's car in, and we're going to be in another vehicle. And looking at my price range for around what the Jetta costs, I was able to find a couple electric cars that I think I would be able to, hopefully at least 6 months from now, afford or at least lease, you know, for the future. And, you know, obviously me being a tech channel, I think it's kind of appropriate that I do drive an electric car. Now, quickly, I'm going to apologize. A couple of you are going to probably point out, which they did last time, that my green screen is still not perfect. I know I'm a little bit fuzzy here. We're still experimenting with this new room setup, so the lighting's still weird for YouTube. It's good for the Twitch channel, but it's not working quite so well for this purposes here. So it will get addressed in the future. But I'm gonna go ahead and give a few moments here to let a couple people join me live here. A couple of people joined in, so let me go ahead and bring the chat screen up so I can go ahead and do that. Yeah, but this will get addressed here soon. I do promise. So today's video is going to be around 20 to 30 minutes. So for those of you who are watching post-recording again, you can stick around. It's not going to be very graphically heavy, so you don't have to worry about putting me up. You can go ahead and listen to me in the car if you need to. I know some of you do. But let's go ahead and dive right into the topic here at question. And kind of the biggest thing is, why now? Why look into getting electric cars now? And the biggest thing is the price point has dropped. Just like any piece of tech, when it first comes out, it's going to be expensive. It's like that with, if any of you have taken, you don't even have to take business school. There's a lesson in this that I took in my MBA about when new technology is introduced, the price point's very high, and the early adopters are only a good handful. But as the technology progresses, it gets better, mass produced, price goes down. That means more and more people are going to be able to get it. I'm even in my own drive, in my own neighborhood that I come to from my house to here, I think I went from seeing like one Tesla Model S being like, ooh and ah, and now I'm seeing a handful of Tesla Model S's, a lot of Model X's in my area that I pass by. Like I see them at the Costco I go to when I park, the mall. I mean, there's a Tesla store in the mall that I live near, so that does help. But more and more people are buying them. And it's not just the Teslas. I've seen several Volts. I've seen many Bolts riding around. And more importantly, I've seen a lot of Nissan Leafs. And I know a lot of people really, you know, they downplayed that car a lot. But I saw a lot of Leafs roaming around this area. And I'm assuming it was because you know, it was the most affordable electric car at the time when they came out and everything. And it's getting to the point now, it's getting more and more affordable. And I know a lot of you have been following Tesla and know that the Model 3 has been released. And it's the first consumer-friendly electric car out. And I know a lot of you might say, well, $30,000 might be a little bit, you know, it's not quite consumer-friendly, but that's better than the base $70,000 that the Model S was. And even the base Model 3 comes with a lot of amenities that are quite appealing to me. I mean, I would take the base model in a heartbeat if someone offered it to me. Just quickly shouting out, Nick Roy Vlogs, what's going on? Thank you for joining me live here. I'm doing okay. Just a little tired from the weekend, but fighting through. Still, well, I mean, I recovered from the flu. I mean, oh, by the way, for those of you who got the flu, this flu virus that's been going around, it's like an epidemic. Please be careful. If you get sick, stay home and rest. eat your vitamin C's, and just hopefully you guys are you guys are okay and everything. Oh, Scare Theaters. Oh, that's right. What's going on, dude? Well, thanks for joining in. But going back on topic here, for the electric cars, once again, the reason why I'm looking at it now, it's I feel like I can actually afford one, and I've been wanting to actually try them out. It's I've actually test driven a few. I test drove. I was able to talk the Tesla rep into letting me test drive the Model S. At my local BMW retailer, I test drove the i3. I wanted to test drive the i8, but that's kind of stretching it. I drove the Ioniq. I drove the Nissan Leaf, the previous generation Nissan Leaf. I've tried out the Volt. I've test driven the Bolt as well too. The Volt and Bolt, the two different ones. I wasn't able to record any footage. The dealerships wouldn't allow me for some reason, but I did test drive them, and that's why I'm kind of giving this review now, just because I also want to get your guys' opinion, because I know I'm not the only one looking at these vehicles as well as criticizing them. I know a lot of you are, if you're fans of technology and tech and everything, I'm pretty sure you've been looking at these cars, as well as a lot of you might own some of these cars. And I'm currently trying to work out a deal with a couple of the local dealerships to allow me to start actually recording. Oh, there goes my screen. Sorry, guys. To start allowing me to record at the dealerships and everything. So hopefully I can work that deal out, and I can actually start releasing some cool car tech videos for you guys as well. But and if anything too, if any of you do own any of these vehicles, if you would kindly allow me to do like a tech review on your car, that'd be kind of cool. I mean, that's a long shot, but we'll have to see. But today I want to go ahead and discuss kind of like I narrowed it down to the 5 vehicles that most intrigued me, as well as they were almost comparable in price point. Let me take a look here. I'm looking at some of the comments here. Chevy Volt, yep, is very nice. Yeah, I'll be talking about that. Actually, here, let me point them out now before the comments continue. So the cars that I narrowed it down to were the Chevy Volt, obviously, the new redesigned Nissan Leaf. The next one was the Hyundai Ioniq. I'll tell you why I kind of picked this one as near finalist. But moving on, the BMW i3, and then obviously the Tesla Model 3. Sorry I couldn't find a blue image that was rotated in time here, but these are the cars I kind of narrowed it down to. And I mean, honestly, these are the only ones really that you'll be looking at, let's be honest here. But I'm going to go ahead and discuss kind of like the pros and, not even pros and cons. A lot of you probably already watched the review videos and everything. And my biggest thing is going to be why I want to go with them. I mean, other than being a tech nerd and everything and wanting these cars, I personally believe, and I know a lot of people might, the global warming deniers, climate change deniers, but I do believe in climate change. I do believe in the science of it, and I do believe in doing my part. Even for example, even in my own shop, the lights here are all LED lights. So the amount of power these lights consume is almost equivalent to like one of fluorescent bulbs running non-stop. And I made sure to work with the landlord to change all of them to LED light bulbs. Even all my screens here, I went with the most, obviously they're gaming monitors and everything, but I made sure to go with LED monitors, the most energy efficient ones. Even this tube TV, it's always off unless it needs to be turned off. And I do my best to conserve electricity as best I can. I know that's kind of blasphemous as a tech person, but I do believe in it. And I do believe in, a lot of people are like, well, you're only one person. What can you do to change climate change? And it takes a group of people. I mean, these cars right now exist because there's a demand for them. Not everyone is a climate denier. There's a whole lot of people who believe in, the environmental changes that are happening and want to do something about it. And lo and behold, these cars have now been developed. These are in, especially, this one here, that one here, and that one are in their second generations of their earlier renditions and everything. So it's kind of promising to see. Even Chevy, these guys, were like the greatest deniers. These guys are the ones that used to have the EV1. If any of you actually remember the EV1, they trashed that car to release the Hummer of all vehicles. And it's kind of disappointing that they did that and everything, but that's history and everything. But these cars, you know, honestly, the most expensive one here is actually, it's between these two actually, because a fully loaded i3 and a fully loaded Model 3 roughly are around $40,000. So it's about $10,000 more than the base $30,000 price. But they come with, you know, they're luxury vehicles. They come with a lot more amenities. But in terms of the base price, even yes, this BMW and this Hyundai are around the same price, and that's kind of, it's kind of cool, to be honest, because they all understand this entry point, and it's really appealing. And the lease prices do vary. Honestly, it's going to be a tough choice because, and let's just move on to range. And I'm ad-libbing here, so I do apologize here. The price, so aside from the price points, the ranges do vary. You go from having, so this one here, that one, and the Model, so the i3, the Bolt, and the Model 3 all have ranges upwards of 200 miles. One of them needing the range extender, essentially. It's essentially a mini gas engine to give it more power so you can drive. So technically, that's cheating. So if anything, I would look at the i3 as being similar to the Leaf and the Ioniq here, the Ioniq Electric. And a lot of people complained with the original models coming out when they only had, obviously the i8 and the Volt only had about 20 miles on a charge, so they didn't really count. But the original Leaf especially only had about 100 miles to a charge, and everyday use. And I asked a couple of Leaf owners that from the company I used to work with, they would maybe get realistically 70 or 80 miles because, you know, it's when it gets cold here, it gets hot here, you're using the AC, you're using the heater, it's going to use more power, and with gridlock and traffic jams, you don't end up going as far as you would. But 70, 80 miles, I asked them, like, was it actually, did you get anxiety? And a lot of them say they didn't, because most people who own these cars have a secondary gas vehicle. But let's be honest, like, not everyone has an electric car right now. It's not to the point. It's kind of like the early days of automobiles. You know, not everyone has one yet. And the people who do are, most people have families that require a second vehicle anyway. But in terms of a daily commuter, daily task, these cars did the job. I mean, even the person that I asked about the Leaf, maybe she had one or two occasions where she got worried that she might not make it, but simple outlet plug gave her enough charge to get home. There's more and more charge stations popping up in my area, at least, for these vehicles. And so even Nissan, I'm actually like, and I'll give you guys my final verdict actually right now. I'm actually looking towards either the Leaf or the Ioniq. If I can work out a fun deal with BMW, I might get the i3. That's a long shot working on a deal with them. The reason why I wouldn't get the Model 3 is just simply it's not available right now. I would have to, like, even if I ordered one now, and I don't have the funds to do so, but even if I order one now, I'm not guaranteed to get one until probably the end of the year. And even if they were available, the lease programs, because of the demand, it would be high. Because if they all leased at $200 a month, which was the original estimate from some vloggers, it'd be flying off the shelves. If everyone can own this for $200, I'm pretty sure they could sell a lot of them. But unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. So unfortunately, the Tesla, which is like not the holy grail of electric cars, but the one I dreamed of having, is still out of reach, unfortunately. But thankfully, the rest of the automakers have started coming forth, and they're making like the Volt. The Bolt was GM's answer to Tesla, essentially. Now, I'm actually going to tell you guys right now, I am not going to get the Bolt. Of all the cars I had test drove and tried out, it was the smallest. In terms of quality, it wasn't the best. In terms of, if you guys actually look at some of the other car review videos, it's kind of the same trend. It's kind of the same trend going around, that in terms of build quality, the Chevy was definitely, it felt rushed. it's just even things just like the windshield not lining up and everything. Just little things here and there, and even driving, it drove fine. I'm gonna be honest right now, it drove fine. It would probably be good for a daily commuter and everything. But for my needs, my personal needs, I actually need a lot of cargo space. I do drive people around, and the car just really didn't. It just wasn't there. So if anything, like that's already eliminated. It just it's perfect for like if you live in the city, perfect. 200 miles in the city is more than enough. But in terms of a suburban business owner, I need the cargo space. I need to be able to transport people. So while it has the range, it just wasn't the best all around piece. For the same price, I can get, I mean, these two will cost a little bit more, but I can go with these two. And, you know, some of the people on the comment section, actually the live chat right now, you guys are mentioning it, the Nissan Leaf with the upgraded battery pack. So the base one still comes with 100 miles. But the redesign, holy crap, the redesign. I actually just went to the dealership the other day to check it out because I saw the photos, I saw the videos, and I'm like, and the videos and photos don't do justice. You have to actually go see these vehicles to really understand what these reviewers are talking about. And the car looks, oh my God, infinitely better than the original Leaf. It really does. Like, I don't know what they were thinking with the original Leaf, but this one right here, like, yes, it doesn't scream electric vehicle, but at the same time, electric vehicles don't have to do that. You don't have to make it really different than current car designs right now. And it looks nice. It's not like what's it called? Ooh, sporty or futuristic. It's just a nice, clean design. Now, I personally haven't been a fan of Nissan for a while. I mean, I love the GTR. I love the 370Z and everything, but in general, the designs really weren't sticking out to me. But in terms of electric vehicles, let's be honest. Like, let's say if I was just comparing these two, the Leaf looks infinitely better than the Bolt. Let's just be honest here. And hold on a second here. Oh, you guys are fine. I'm just streaming. No, you're fine. You're fine. Sorry. I had you guys just actually see it in the background video. One of my business partners came in to play some games, but then, and let me just close the door really quick. Oh, you're fine. I'm just gonna close the door. Yes, be okay. And I'm back. Woo. Sorry about the poor green screen effects again. Where was I at here? Yes, sorry. Sorry, the comment section just agreed. The GTR, yes. If you're talking about dream cars, yes, Lamborghinis and Ferraris, yeah. But attainable dream car, the Nismo GTR. Oh my God, I can't wait one day. But I have to be realistic. By the time I'm able to afford that car, I'm gonna get like hyper performance electric cars. So I might go with one of them. I mean, the BMW dealership did let me sit in the i8, and guys, the i8 is a sexy car. Oh my God, it's just absolutely amazing. And I'm just, oh, if I could own one, I would. But let's go ahead and move on. So back to why I'm considering actually, like, so cars that have less than 200 miles. Even in my commute, in the last month, I became more conscious of kind of like daily commuting and my drive and everything really quick. But I measured it out. 100 miles, I don't drive 100 miles a day. I'm nowhere near that. I'm maybe averaging at most 50, 60 miles a day. I drive a decent amount, but even if I have to stop at certain stops I have to go to, I'm maybe averaging 50, 60 miles. And with the new battery that the Leaf comes with, it goes up to 140. So it's safe to assume that even if I miss a day of charging, I'll get there. Even if I miss charging, it's just like the smartwatches and phones. I personally like the smartwatch. I'm not wearing mine right now. It's kind of blasphemous, but when I don't have to charge a piece of tech every day, you know, it's nice because you're gonna forget sometimes. And yeah, I mean, and it's just like the extra charge just gives you that extra insurance that you won't pretty much get stuck on the road and everything. And the car does alert you and everything. And with the new mobile apps that these cars come with, you're going to be able to stay on top of the game. And what's actually the beauty of, like, I'm a small business owner. Worst case scenario, I park the car out back, and just plug it into a wall socket for a little bit. And by the time, and the thing is, when summer rolls around, it'll be fine. Like, I'm not gonna leaving the door open might let heat in and everything, but worst case scenario, you're gonna be okay. With 140 miles, you're fine. Even the Ioniq does around 100. It's one of the cheaper models available. The reason why I'm considering the Hyundai is my, little bit cheat thing. My dad actually works for the dealership, and it actually, I can get some deals, back end deals with it. But at the end of the day, it's the first generation that Hyundai's releasing of an all-electric vehicle. I mean, they've released hybrids and they released plug-in hybrids, but this is their first all-electric vehicle, and I don't know. I haven't I test drove it once. I test drove the plug-in hybrid. So it was a really nice car, very roomy. Another reason why I like these two, they're the most roomiest compared to the i3 and the Bolt. And because I need the cargo space, they definitely work out better. And just in general, I'm just, I'm sorry, I've been kind of dragging on here. I'm just kind of ready to move on to these cars. I mean, yes, I used to own a Hyundai Genesis Coupe back in my heyday. I love V6s. I love V8s. I love power. I really like sports cars, but I gotta be practical with this day and age. And for me is, looking at the cost of these cars, the fact that I can probably get a lease that's comparable to my current Jetta right now. I might have to pay $10 or $20 more than my current lease that I'm doing right now. I can get one of these vehicles, and on top of that, I don't have to put in gas. Yes, I'm charging it at home and I'm using more power, but I've asked several friends and some old coworkers who own these cars, their electric bill didn't go up that much. They've done studies out there, like they saved money on gas. You can't, and more and more of these cars are requiring that you put, I don't know, sorry, it's just, when they showed me the numbers, I don't remember off the top of my head right now, it just was like a no-brainer. If I can get some of these cars for less than $200 a month, it's kind of like, just go with it. I have open space in my garage I can plug into, and it'll be fine. I'm gonna go ahead and address some of these questions here really quick. That's true. Okay. Sorry. People are. All right. So Jerry held. Sorry, in my live stream, they're pointing out some problems with the battery as well as the infotainment system of these two cars, and valid points. But once again, just going back, if BMW offers me a fair deal on the i3 here, this is what I'm probably go with. In terms of roomy, it's still slightly smaller than the other two, but it just looks cool. I mean, a lot of people, like, when I first saw the car in in a photo and in a video, I was like, okay, that looks kind of ridiculous. But after seeing it up close and sitting in it and test driving it, I actually kind of fell in love with the car. It drives nice, and all of these cars, by all means, they're not sports cars. You're not going to 0 to 60 in two. I mean, well, this one here you'll go 2-3 seconds. But they all have adequate power. And what's nice about, every car reviewer, about these electric cars, and you hear it all the time about that instant torque. It is very appealing. That instant torque is key. I don't think you guys realize how much, how great that feels when you do drive these cars. Even like small, my first car was a Hyundai Accent. And when you fully floored it and actually went and the torque band kicked in, you're like, okay, cool, now I'm going fast and everything. These cars have all that power right from the start. So you get a nice little kick out of them when you drive. Now, you're not really driving these cars for like the super excitement and everything. If you're looking for a really fun sports car, you go with the Tesla or you go with the i8. I didn't get to drive the i8, so I can't really tell you guys an experience on it. But everyone that I watch and listen to. Doug DeMuro is the one car guy I've been watching recently. Even he's just like, and I spoke with the owner of one of the i8s at the dealership, and I'm still trying to ask him if he will let me just drive him around the parking lot at least. The salesman's trying to work it out with me, but he tells me it's nothing. It's a little 3-cylinder in the back and everything, but he can see where the cars are going. And I can tell you guys this right now. When I test drove the Model S. None of these cars will compare to that. The amount of power that's in the Model S is just absolutely ridiculous. The acceleration and just the way it feels. And it's going to be weird. I'll be honest with you guys, like driving these cars, it was weird at first. When I first drove the Model S, it was definitely weird. But by the time I test drove all these cars, I was already used to the feel of an electric car. You have to change the way you drive just slightly, nothing major. It's actually a very easy transition. And a lot of people are just like, there's so many people who are trying to downplay these cars. Even my own father, he doesn't really believe in electric cars himself. He thinks like they're gonna have just as many problems, and you're still gonna need mechanics around and everything. And my dad's a fan of like muscle cars and everything, so it's gonna be hard to convert him. This is why he became a mechanic in the first place. But I think I'll be able to win him over too, because my goal is, personally, is to have an all electric car house. Get the solar panels, or get the solar roof tiles that Elon Musk is releasing with Solar City and everything, and just be completely off the grid. I know a lot of people argue about the whole, electric cars are pointless because the amount of resources and energy they have to put in to go ahead and produce electricity for these vehicles is just way too much, and just it's just pointless. But the thing is, guys, within our lifetime, or even beyond, fine, you won't believe some of the scientists that are out there. Oil is going to run out eventually. It's not an unlimited resource. Yes, there's still a lot of it left in the world, but it's not unlimited. I know it's not going to happen today or tomorrow, but I would like to do my part. I do believe in that, in consumerism and stuff, that the masses can sway these companies to change. I mean, just look at these cars. These companies threw a lot of money into research and development for these cars. You don't just do that. I mean, they did it not because it's good for the environment. They did it because there's a market for them. They were losing sales to a little Prius from Toyota, and the fact that Tesla became a world brand pretty much overnight in terms of the business in the car business world kind of woke these people up. And the thing is, more and more of these cars are coming out, more versions. More and more other companies are going to be releasing their respective vehicles within the next couple of years. It's gaining more and more steam. Jerry Hell says it really good here. They're getting good fast. Charging at home, it's just like it's not as far-fetched as a lot of people think. I get a lot of people who argue with me that the infrastructure is not there to support it. But I know the current political climate and everything it doesn't favor this much, but green energy and renewable energies are still here. They're still being developed, and it's still growing. It's not like it's actually happening. It's happening slower than it should compared to other, first world countries, but it's still happening nonetheless. And for me, it's just like, unfortunately, I'm not rich, so I can't just be like, overnight do all this stuff and go ahead and buy all this stuff to help accelerate the process or anything, but I can at least talk about it. And actually, this year might be the first year that I can actually start the process and doing, and then going back, which car should I get, or which car should I get. And in terms of like, I'm not here to, this video was meant to really just openly talk about electric cars in general, why I'm in love with them and everything. And eventually, I will either go with the i3 if I can actually work out a deal with the dealerships. But I might ultimately end up going with the new redesigned Leaf. It's just got compare. It's actually really tough. I know definitely I'm not getting the Model 3 or the Bolt. Those two are out. But it's between here. Let me just go ahead and just remove. Oh no. There you go. I'm I'm gonna go ahead and let's just go ahead and move this guy over here. So there you go. It'll be between those three cars. And it's gonna be a tough decision. It's not gonna be an easy one overnight or anything. But I would like to hear what you guys think. I know I kind of went off topic here and there a little bit, but that's kind of the whole point of the live streams and everything. Just kind of have a discussion with everyone. But it's, which car do you think I should get? I know right now the most expensive will be the it's over here. Will be the i3. The quote that I got from them for the one with the range extender, just to be safe for me, was going to be around about $50 to $100 more a month. But I'm trying to work out a deal with them to try to lower that via hopefully a back end deal, or for like an older one or a previous model, to get down to closer to these two price points. But if not, I would like to hear your guys' opinion on if I should go with the Hyundai Ioniq or go with the Leaf. I'm probably gearing more towards the Leaf overall, but I would kind of like to hear your guys' opinion. So please go ahead and leave your comment down below, and I would like to hear from you guys. So outside the people who are joining me live here, do you guys think you guys will eventually buy an electric car once you're able to, once the infrastructure can support your area? Because I know everyone lives in different places, so it might not make sense for you where you are right now, but eventually it might. And would you consider buying one? If you can get one now, would you get one now? And which one? So I kind of would like to hear your thoughts. But before I go, I'm definitely going to go ahead and address some of the questions that did come up live here. So let me go ahead and take a look at them really quick. Oh yeah, Nick Roy. Yeah, the i8 is not a Tesla killer. The Tesla is still like the P100D is still quick as hell. But if I were to choose, I would get the i8 because this is kind of like, you know, I can still get my last hurrah with some gasoline engines, but it is the future. Sitting in that car was, I wish I could drive it. Oh my God, it was so, getting in and out, very, very uncomfortable and very, what's it called? Inconvenient, let's just be honest. But sitting in there, my wife sat in the car with me while we were getting our car serviced, my mom's car service. If you guys watched my son surprises mom video, it was just, yeah, he said it best. It felt like the future. I watched it. I'm pretty sure some of you watched Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, where they first show the concept of the vehicle. I was just like, oh my God, it's the future. That's the same. That's exactly how I felt with the Model S. But the Model S, you know, when you look at the car, it wasn't the future. It's like kind of like the current thing. And the i8 though was like, this is the future of cars. If I could drive one, that'd be so awesome. If any of you own one, I'm not sure if any of you do. I would love the chance to drive the car. This is like shameless plugging. Even if it's just up and down the road, just like once, I'll be happy. Let me see here. Ioniq battery is kind of small. Yeah, the Ioniq, it being under 100 miles, it's kind of like, that's why, like, for me, I've been counting my miles. And even if I choose to go with the Ioniq because of my relationship with my dad and his dealership, I might go with the plug-in hybrid to be safe. It's around actually the same price, and I at least have the gasoline engine as a backup. But the reason why I wouldn't consider it is my dad might be retiring in the next few years. So he can just go ahead and work full-time with my mom at her store. And that's like personal reasons. So with that crutch gone, kind of like my allegiance to vehicles isn't quite, you know, sound. I mean, the other car that I'm thinking of is, if I don't end up going with any of these, if the price point isn't right, going with a GTI. My buddy works at a Volkswagen dealership at, I don't know. I've always wanted to drive it. The reason why we got a Jetta was just because budget was tight back then, and he offered us a good deal. And just my wife needed just a small car to get around, and it was kind of like the best of both worlds. So we got that. But if I had to choose from him, I would get the GTI. The Golf R is way too out of our price point, but GTI is not a bad car. But I would like to get an electric car, and I saw the new Leaf. I didn't get to drive it yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a vast improvement over the original Leaf, which drove fine. Why not the e-Golf? Because it's not the Golf GTI. It's not the GTI. Have you driven the GTI? It is not a GTI. What's it called? I don't know. I actually really didn't consider the e-Golf. I totally forgot about that, to be honest. I'll have to take a look at that, and if I end up liking it, I'll make an update video. Obviously, going forward, guys, if I do have the chance to redrive these cars and the dealership allows me to do an actual video review, I'll go ahead and post those up. I'll actually record it, and hopefully in the coming months, I get some free time to myself to actually do these videos for you guys. So fingers crossed I'm able to work out these deals. Golf is a very nice brand and everything. But I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, guys. I do have to get going, unfortunately. My schedule's very tight, very busy raising a family. But yeah, once again, guys, I would like to hear your guys' opinion. Thank you for those who joined me live. And please let me know if you actually want to continue this discussion even further. Because I like to actually dive into the full actual technical aspects of these cars. It's just, oh my god, I wish I could do actually in-depth videos of these. That'd be so cool. Because it'd be something different. Like, I know some of you joined just because of my smartwatch and phone videos, and those are still going to happen. But something different. I don't know. But once again, guys, thank you for joining me. I am going to get going here. If you haven't already done so, guys, please go ahead and leave a thumbs up down below to let me know that you still appreciate these streams. And if you haven't already done so, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel and check out some of the old videos that I have done. There are some entertaining ones out there. As well as, don't forget to join me every Monday. And I promise every Monday I will be live streaming. Hopefully, I will be starting the live streams around 6 o'clock. I will do my best. Our schedule is kind of tight, so whether it's that time, earlier in the day, or later in the evening, every Monday a live stream will be happening. So we'll do that. But until the next video, guys, go ahead and don't forget to leave a comment. And whatever time of day it is in the world that you're watching this video, if it's outside the United States, please have a good day, good morning, and good evening. And also, stay healthy from the flu. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.